So after all those recommendations, we are finally
ready for takeoff.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz the Buddymeister.
The movie that we are talking about today is one for which we got tons of recommendations in the last month or so. It's the Malayalam language drama thriller Takeoff from 2017.
The movie is the directorial debut of Mahesh Narayan, who worked as an editor before, and it stars Parvathy, Kunchacko Boban and Fahadh Faasil.
It is based on actual events that took place in 2014 during the early days of the ISIS crisis in Iraq, when a group of nurses who were working in a hospital in Tikrit got captured by terrorists and then rescued.
The incidents that are close to reality start at about 1 hour into the movie, and if the internet sources are correct, the depiction pretty much matches with how the story unfolded in real life.
There are some minor changes though. In reality, 46 nurses got captured, while in the movie the group only consists of 19 nurses. And of course the names of the people involved were changed as well.
Our main protagonist is Samira, vibrantly played by Parvathy. She's loosely based on Marina Jose, who played a crucial role in the rescue operation in 2014. In the first hour of the movie, we get to know Samira. We are thrown into a town in Kerala, where we very quickly learn that Samira is divorced, has a little boy called Ibru, works as a nurse in the hospital, and has to pay off a debt that she can't really afford.
That's a topic that runs through the whole movie like a thread. Life in Kerala is hard. The payments are far too low and really nobody can make a good living. At least not as a nurse. And as a divorced single mother, you also have to live with the constant social pressure of being a failure.
Pressure is the word here. Samira is a very self-confident and righteous person that makes her own decisions. But there is the constant pressure from all sides. It's always you must, you should, you have to. But she does not give up and tries to make it as best as she can. Even if other people give her strange looks or even patronize her, because she decides to work as opposed to stay at home. And so she decides to go to Iraq to work as a nurse because the promised salary is much higher.
But before she does that, in one way she has to give into the pressure. She marries Shahid, played by Kunchacko Boban, who is also a nurse in the hospital in Kerala and who already confessed his love to her. And after their marriage she even gets pregnant, so another obstacle, as if she hadn't enough of them already.
There is so much going on. A new child is on the way, her ex-husband more or less leaves 8-year-old Ibru with her in Tikrit, Ibru himself has to accept that his parents are no longer together and that his mother is pregnant and has a new husband. And all of this is embedded in the chaos of civil war and terrorism. And we haven't even touched on that.
The political nature of Takeoff kind of multiplies with time. First we are mostly confronted with social politics, but as soon as the characters get to Iraq, the view broadens and we are faced with politics in regard to religion, to war, everything. And when the Indian ambassador, played by Fahadh Faasil, comes into play, the aspect of political negotiation plays an important role as well.
Difficult decisions have to be made, collateral damage has to be taken into account. It really is a matter of life and death, and that's all told in a very, let's say, pacifistic way.
It's a gripping movie, the main characters are fleshed out very well, the dynamics between those characters are intriguing and even quite lovely in the more intimate scenes, and the movie's depiction of war, desperation and the unbearable situation that the people were in at that time is unadorned. Some things are really hard to digest.
It's interesting though, especially for us, to see a topic like this through the lens of an Indian filmmaker, because when it comes to topics like terrorism, ISIS, Iraq and all of this, we are of course mostly marked by Western cinema.
Yeah, definitely. Takeoff gave us a fascinating glimpse into a story that otherwise probably would have just slipped right past us.
Agreed. I liked this movie very much. The actors were great, it was tense and thrilling, unadorned as you said. The music by Gopi Sundar and Shan Rahman was great, with wonderful piano melodies, and I was very pleased that the movie held back a bit on the pathos. Of course it didn't get completely by without it. The end may be a bit too over-dramatized, but as a whole I bought it.
I appreciated the opportunity to see this very unknown perspective a lot. But overall, I think I had a harder time than you really getting into it. I thought all the drama and characterizations in the first hour were a bit too long, considering it's turning into this hostage situation in the second half, and the way it all unfolds was a little bit confusing to me as well. I thought many little scenes could have easily been cut out, and where it possibly aimed to be very realistic, It felt kind of unpolished at times, at least to me. But once we headed into the second half, the pacing got better. And overall it's a movie very well worth seeing.
So in German we'd say?
Takeoff ist ein schonungsloser, intensiver, aktueller und sehr realistischer Film, der uns einen Blick eröffnet hat, den wir sonst so nicht bekommen hätten. I give Takeoff 7 out of 10. It's more like 6.8, but I don't do that.
For me, it's an 8 out of 10. It's more like 8.3, but I don't do that either.
നിങ്ങളുടെ കരച്ചിൽ അയാൾ കേൾക്കണം, അയാൾക്ക് തോന്നണം ജീവന് വേണ്ടി നിങ്ങൾ ആ മനുഷ്യന്റെ കൈ പിടിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്.
So that's it for today. We hope we got you interested in checking out Takeoff for yourself. And tell us what other great Indian movies are based or inspired by real life events.
And also check out our other movie reviews and our Buddy Loves Bollywood special review of 3 Idiots.
Until then, you can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram simply at
The Jimmy Cage. And you can hit me up simply at The Buddymeister. And also check out my podcast, Buddymeister Scores, where I talk about the music of film, television and video games. It's available on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher.
And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like, and make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.